All right, what's up, fellas? It's Mark Parson, cornerback pro, former NFL cornerback of the Houston Texans and the New Orleans Saints, and now I'm coaching you guys up. So I got a couple clips right here of Champ Bailey. It's actually from the game that I posted the other day when I was talking about my buddy, former teammate Nick Ferguson, who's number 25. He played safety for the Broncos when Champ was playing. Um, but there's a couple clips. Now we're going to talk about the soft shoe technique. So some coaches call it inch back. I remember Coach David Gibbs for the Texans, and now he's the DC for the Texas Tech. He called it soft shoe, so I call it soft shoe, but it's the same thing. All right. So we're gonna show you Champ Bailey playing. Um, and then I want to show you when he's the shuffle technique, right? So shuffle technique, which David Gibbs again was the coach for the Broncos, so he was teaching those guys the same thing. So if you do the shuffle technique, definitely pay attention. Um, you can do the shuffle technique in off man or zone. Obviously, your eyes going to be different. It's different in man and zone, but still same technique when it comes to reading the quarterback and all that good stuff. All right. So make sure you guys email me cornerbackpro@gmail.com. Ask for the one-on-one mastery program so you can learn all the techniques. So this is one. So let's go ahead and watch it. And this is just a little highlight part where they get into it. So this is not what the clip I was talking about, but basically, okay, here we go. So I'm gonna show you a couple things. All right, so the first thing is this. I would like Champ. Obviously, in the game, you know how it is in the game, man. But I want you guys to be elite, right? When it comes to your technique. Champ was doing it for a year, for years. He's definitely one of the greatest cornerbacks ever. And I want you guys to see how he does this soft shoe, and then he fights to get back square, right? The first thing is this. So I want you to. The first thing you see him do is a false step, right? So why would he do the false step? Now, here's the thing. Some coaches will say, don't false step when you're in your press man. All right. They're saying, hey, look, that's wasted movement. It's not efficient movement. And I get it. In a perfect world, you can just be in there. You be like, okay, I got my weight on this foot. I'm going to come off my right foot. And I'm just going to take I'm going to inch back. I'm going to take my couple steps back. Never take more than 3 steps back. There's no point because then it becomes almost a back pedal, especially if you have narrow feet. But here's what I'm saying. Because look, I played this position, all right? And I'm not taking anything away from coaches who necessarily maybe didn't play that position because you can still be elite coach and teach the game if you didn't necessarily play that position. Just look at Belichick. Belichick is arguably probably the best coach ever, right? And I can tell you he didn't play ball at the highest level, right? But he's still an elite thinker. So I'm not gonna get into that. But I'm saying that I understand what the cornerbacks are going through because what happens is, and I'll play it. What happens is when you don't do the false step, you almost are like on your toes. You're like rocking back and forth from your toes to your heels. So you're like, oh shoot. And that's what we were going over when I was coaching my young fellas today at the field. My college guys, I totally understand how you feel because you're like, all right, so I'm gonna do my inch back technique, my soft shoe technique, and I'm, waiting, and I'm looking at this guy. I'm kind of nervous because I don't feel comfortable, right? Because you're on your heels, you're rocking back from your toes to your heels. Perfect world, yeah, that would be great. I'm gonna tell you something that may help you out in this technique. All right, yo, take a false step. As long as you get back to balance, you're good. So what does getting back to balance mean, Mark? I'm gonna show you. Back to balance. Basically where your feet are square and parallel. I wanna go too far. When your feet back to all right, back basically when you're just like when you're at the beginning. No matter if you are aggressive in your technique or passive in technique, right? As long as your feet come back to balance, you're good. Okay? As long as you're back to square, you're good. So with that false step forward, like that false step, you actually it it like resets you, like it gets you back to balance, so you're not concerned about being on your heels or your toes, or it's hard to explain. But if you look at all the great cornerbacks when it comes to prime time, Deion Sanders, Champ Bailey, I gotta check and see if Charles Woodson did when he played corner. But Al Harris was one of the best press man corners, who's now a coach for the Kansas City Chiefs. Bruh, all of them did the false step. So I show that in my the one-on-one mastery with that technique, the soft shoe technique. Now, so coach will be like, well, coach, how do I know which foot to come off of? Me, I always felt more comfortable if I'm playing outside shade technique, leverage. If I'm playing outside shade leverage, I usually like to go with my outside foot. If I was going inside shade leverage, I would go with my inside leverage, my inside foot. And I'm not turning my hips. I'm not hopping. Never, you should never hop, yo. Even you should never hop. Definitely don't hop into your brakes, and you should never hop at the line. None of that, okay? Um, it's literally just one step forward. Like it's not a step forward, but you taking. Well, yeah, your foot is going forward, just like you saw Champ right here, and then that's your push off foot to get those couple steps back, to inch back, and now feet come back to balance. Now it's time to shuffle, baby. Our eyes must be disciplined. It has to be extremely disciplined, all right, on the waist when you do the soft shoe technique or when you're doing more of a passive technique. It should be even when you're aggressive as well because they can't go anywhere without their waist. So if you look up here, that's when you're gonna get got. I can tell you right now. I can usually see if a guy's looking up here when he's doing press man. You know why? Because when he's doing the jukes, your head's moving with him. But if you discipline you and you train your eyes, eye discipline, you train him to be right here on his waist, man, look, you're gonna look nice. You're gonna be able to mirror him and stay in front of him and stay square as long as possible. All right. So I just want to talk about the false step first. Now let's watch Champ again. So after he takes his false step, he doesn't turn his hips, he stays square. Now he could do a better job right there, but let's watch it. Check this out, man. This is when this is why this dude was good. All right, so look. So he takes he's a soft shoe. He takes a step forward. I would like to see him stay more square, but he fights. Here's the thing. That happens. That happens. It's part of the game. He fights to get back square to the point where, and I said that in the last video, this dude is really good at staying in front of cats, man. Watch this. So he fights to get back square. He's back square. He gets back square so well that he's able to shoot and get right back into his chest. Now I will say this: be careful with shooting two hands at the same time. All right. When you strike, I'm an alternating guy. So I'll rather strike, especially if I get back square, I'll strike with my right arm. He knocks that down. Okay, my feet are gonna save me. I'll strike and replace with my other arm. Bop, 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 bop. So my hips are not locked. So he kind of gets off balance. Why? Because I believe that he strikes with two hands, and this is a big joker. He's 6'6", 230. He knocked it down and get off balance. It's okay. But great job. Now right here, he almost gets caught doing what? So when he was in front of him, he does peek at the quarterback, and then he's like, oh shoot, I gotta get my eyes back on my receiver, and then he recovers. Great job. So same thing right here. Look at that. Look at that, boy. All right, so you see what I'm saying? So on your soft shoe technique, you can take a step forward as long as you get back to balance, and then it's time to shuffle and mirror him and stay square, and then it's strike. Eyes, feet, hands. Don't get caught looking at the quarterback. All right, so he must feel comfortable doing his false step with his right foot. That's cool. Or maybe he is inside shade. Maybe he does it just like me. I'm not sure. But watch how he get back square. Gotta make sure we're looking at his waist too. So watch this. Get back square. Look at that. Bam in his chest. Now he still catches it. Okay. He caught it. That was a good throw by Eli. Throwing it low inside. But good technique right here. Staying square. Good job. So I definitely wanted to show that. And there's another clip I actually want to show where you talk about shuffle technique. Give me 1 second. All right, so this is the clip where we do the shuffle technique. Now watch this, guys. It's a 5-step drop by Eli Manning, and then Plax running a dig. I want you to see this. I would like, again, I'm a nitpick because I want you guys to improve and get better at this. But let's say you are shuffle technique. You could right here. It looks like they might be in a zone because I'm looking at Champ's eyes. His eyes are more so inside, which is cool when you're in the zone, right? Depending on what zone it is. And man, once you read that quarterback drop, your eyes needs to definitely be on the receiver, right? But let's watch it. So watch this. Okay, so we looking like we're facing them up. We're inside shade. Watch the 2 shuffles. 3, 1, 2. Now we running. Break. Upfield shoulder. Look how we didn't. And look, he's since it is a zone, I can tell. That's a dope catch, man. Ball skills. Hope y'all doing the Billy McMullen. Remember, all my guys that got the program. Hope you guys are doing the Billy McMullen catching series. Your hands will be nice. But again, shuffle technique. I got a whole bunch of videos on it, right? So definitely inside shade. You can be about 7 yards. Sometimes we would act like we were playing cover 2 at 4 yards and then open up and shuffle. It's all good. You'll be a little closer. But you're going to read the quarterback drop. Obviously, Eli Manning is doing a 5-step drop out of shotgun. So he sees it. What is shotgun 5-step drop? Well, first, what is 3-step? 3-step or the quick game in shotgun is catch and throw. So he doesn't see catch and throw. Okay, cool. We're going to start open up and running. So we're already open actually. We're shuffling and then we're opening up and running. Stand on top of this guy, especially if we're in zone. If we're in cover 3, nobody gets behind us. Right? He's inside shade. Shuffle. Okay, I see it. Now look at my, and they look, these tall guys, like Plax and those tall guys, they're not going to necessarily be the greatest at getting out of those breaks or being extremely quick. That's why I always say I'd rather guard a tall, big guy. It's the little guys that usually gave me trouble. All right. That's why I like AB, man. That dude, hey, AB, you know I'm telling you, man, they play with a chip on their shoulder and they usually got better feet. All right, but watch this. Upfield shoulder. So he didn't want to undercut it. Good. Don't undercut it immediately, right? Because the quarterback's not throwing to you. Go for the upfield shoulder. You're on him. Then look back for the ball. He reads it. Money, 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 money. That's why he gets paid so much. He makes plays. He gets the ball out. Turnover, takeaway, whatever you want to call it, you got to get more of them. All right? And I guess you could say Plax could have laid out for it, of course. Definitely in that, situation in the game. But that's why this is why when he's one of the greatest, man. So I want you to see it a couple more times. So, right here, shuffle technique. I go through my channel and look out for the shuffle technique so I actually demonstrate it. It's 2 shuffles. Those are your read steps in a shuffle technique. You want to get 2 shuffles. I mean, you don't want to do 1. You don't want to do 3. Do 2. Just like if we're backpedaling, playing off man, right? Doesn't matter. Actually, it doesn't matter if you're in zone or man. Take the 2 read steps. Read the quarterback drop. Now, if the receiver's really tight to the line, tight to the last man on the line of scrimmage, his alignment is really tight. You may not be able to read the quarterback. Cool. Have your eyes where they need to be. I'm talking about man, off man. Your eyes gonna be more inside in zone. It's a little different. But in man, look, read the quarterback drop, right? Then your eyes gonna snap back to him. Looks like we're in zone, or maybe he just saw it. He was just reading it. But don't get caught looking at the wrong thing. That's at the end of the day, don't get caught looking at the wrong thing. All right. But watch the shuffle. We're gonna do shuffle. Then we're opening up, we're running, and read it. So many things you can read. Shuffle. All right. Money. Nice break. And make a play. Gotta make the play. Pop up. Score. Did anybody even touch him? Shoot. Pop up and score, man. That's what you want to see on the face of every quarterback that you go against. Make his night extremely hard. All right. So again, let's review. In our soft shoot technique, I get it, fellas. I understand how you feel. Balance is key. You don't want to be on your toes or on your heels. So look, it's okay to do a little false step. Just know what foot you're gonna use. Feel it out. That's why I say get 10,000 reps of doing it, man. See what's more comfortable to you. False step. As long as everything comes to balance, you're gonna be good. Fight to stay square. You want to get at least 1 or 2 shuffles in, and then strike, and then and you're off on the shuffle technique. Shuffle. 2 shuffles. Make sure your eyes in the right place depending on what the coverage is. All right. Email me at cornerbackpro@gmail.com. Ask me for all the programs. Let's get better.